defending Wimbledon at the tournament, which starts on July 1st. Nadal, who retained the French Open crown at Roland Garros, currently sits behind Djokovic in the ATP rankings, with Federer in third. However, it seems Federer, an 8-time Wimbledon champion, will be seated second for the men's draw at the All England Club this year, ahead of 2-time winner Nadal. Yes, and of course, he's been seated right there. And whilst insisting players must respect Wimbledon's seeding process, Djokovic sympathized with Nadal, who earlier on Tuesday branded his potential seeding as disrespectful. Let's take a listen to Novak Djokovic.
That's their rules, and we got to respect it. Although it's a little bit surprising, to be honest. Even though it's Roger, I mean, Roger is, the greatest of all time, and of course, he won most Wimbledon titles.
Rivers United right there in the male category of the ITO Cup. And we move straight to what happened yesterday in Alexandria, Egypt. Well, our Super Eagles became the first team to make it to the Africa Cup of Nations knockout phase as Kenneth Omeruo's goal ended a 1-0 win over Guinea in Group B. In a largely uneventful contest in Alexandria, Nigeria made the breakthrough when Omeruo headed in from Moses Simon's 73rd minute corner. Liverpool midfielder Naby Keita returned to fitness to make his first start for either club or country since May 1st, but could not inspire Guinea, who are in real danger of an early exit. Guinea goalkeeper Ibrahim Kone had been the star performer with 2 excellent saves from a pair of Alexi Wobi's efforts, but his display proved fruitless as Omeruo's header ended Nigeria's 4-match winless streak against the Sealy national. Meanwhile, coach of the side, Gernot Rohr, has commended his team for putting their role over unpaid bonuses with Nigeria Football Federation behind them to become the first team to secure qualification to the knockout stage in the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations holding right there in Egypt. The build-up to the game had been overshadowed by an ugly roll overpay, with players boycotting Tuesday's pre-match press conference and even threatening to boycott training if a satisfactory agreement wasn't reached with the federation. They, however, turned up for training 30 minutes later than the scheduled time after team captain Johnny B. Mikel reportedly prevailed on the players. And following the victory over the City National, played under scorching conditions, Raw commended his players for not only coping with the heat, which he said was responsible for Nigeria's slow start, but for also being professional enough to put the special day they had on Tuesday to the background in the quest for victory.
All the games were starting at 4:30 p.m. Are very difficult for the players. So really, congratulations to all the players. They did a big game in these conditions. It's so hot and was not easy. So we started slowly. Also because we knew that Guinea has a good team, a good organization. We changed 5 starting players this time, but the spirit was the same. It was not easy to prepare this match because yesterday was a special day, but finally the professionalism of my players was here, and I think in the second half, with the time and with the passions, we could make the difference on a corner kick, and we are happy to score on a corner kick because we worked it a lot in the training, and I'm also very satisfied about the 5 players who started this time, and the spirit was the same. So,
yes, Genos Raw right there. 5 changes he did make to that squad right there. The likes of Leon Balogun getting a start. And he also spoke about the next game against Madagascar on Sunday.
It's good to know that the next game against Madagascar, we are already qualified, but we play all the time to win our games. And no injuries in my team. It is very important. And I hope that the little things who have been decided yesterday will be done so everybody can focus on the next game.
In other games yesterday, Mohamed Salah assisted 1 and scored 1 as hosts Egypt beat DR Congo 2-0 to move into the last 16 of the Africa Cup of Nations. Egypt went ahead when Mohamed Salah's cross was met by Aston Villa's Ahmed El Mohamedi, who finished at the second attempt. Liverpool forward Salah then added a second with a powerful strike, which when surrounded by 2 DR Congo players after a fine run from Trezeguet. 7-time winners Egypt joined Nigeria in the last 16 of the competition. In the other game played yesterday, Uganda played out a 1-0 draw with Zimbabwe. Of course, Biliat getting the equalizer right there for the Zimbabweans. And today we'll see Madagascar up against Burundi, while Senegal will face Algeria and Kenya will take on Tanzania. Meanwhile, Cameroonian coach Clarence Seedorf has talked about his happiness with his team and the kind of mentality they showed in their first game. The former AC Milan and French playmaker also stated that there is still a lot more work to do in the Cameroonian side.
In the first half, but the boys worked hard. They had a proper mentality in the defensive side. We will have to improve some things, but I think it's quite normal for the first match. Second half, we came out better with some more play, coming into the box, creating some chances, and finally we scored also out of a corner, which is something we definitely worked on. So happy with the first victory.
Well, still in Egypt have confirmed that star midfielder Amri Wada has been sent home and banned from the national team indefinitely. 25-year-old Wada was a rare shining light for Egypt at the 2018 FIFA World Cup and was tipped to play a key role for the hosts at AFCON 2019. However, in the build-up to the tournament, media reports surfaced over alleged sexual harassment of some of his teammates' wives during his time with Greek Super League champions PAOK Saloniki. While his inclusion in the final 23-man squad was met with criticism from Egyptian media and fans alike, it's now been confirmed that he's been kicked out the national team hours before their second Group A clash right there. Sad one, I tell you, for Amri Wada. We move straight to the international scene, where Jose Mourinho gave a clear indication that the vacant manager's position at Newcastle United would not appeal to him, saying that taking charge of a club where the objective is to stay in the top half of the table was not his nature. The Magpies are searching for a new manager following the failure to agree a deal with Rafael Benitez, whose 3-year spell at the club is set to end when his contract expires on Sunday. Mourinho has been without a job in football since he left Manchester United in December 2018 and was linked with the vacancy at St. James's Park. But in an interview with the coach's voice, he gave a clear description of the kind of job he does not want to take on. Quoting him now, he says, "The only thing I know is what I want. What I don't want," said Mourinho. "What I don't want is crystal clear. I am quite pathological in the sense that I have to play to win. Then if I win or if I don't win, that's my problem, and the players and the club and the structure. But I need a project where the feeling is I play to win. If someone gives me a wonderful, amazing 10-year contract and says the objective of the team is to stay in the first part of the table, and if you finish 7th or 8th or 9th, it's perfect. That's not for me. That's not my nature." Yes, Jose Mourinho right there. And a little of the FIFA Women's World Cup. Yes, Norway will be taking on England today. And of course, goalkeeper of the side, Karen Batesley, has been talking on England's improvement, after an amazing run by the English women in a very long while.
I would certainly say like a renaissance time for women's football in England. It's been an absolute pleasure to be a part of it from, obviously not the beginning, but to see it grow in a way that it has, where it's gone from, a time where we kind of struggled to get teams and competitions and full-time players, and we're all very much aware of what's happened in the previous games and, aware that we can't really move forward off the goal line, have to keep one foot on. So we've not really changed anything. We're just kind of more aware of the rule. So,
well, coach of the side, Phil Neville, gave an insight ahead of that game when asked about the heat and scorching sun right there in France.
I always think it's an English mentality about worrying about the weather. You go and see your grandma, it's hot today, or it's cold today, or it's sticky out there. I actually like it being hot. I really do. My players like it being hot. We feel good in the heat.
All right, to Manchester United. Real Manchester United have reached an agreement with Crystal Palace. Yes, an agreement to sign Aaron Van Bissaka. Van Bissaka, who, of course, plays right there for Crystal Palace, is worth £50 million, according to, of course, the Palace team. And the 21-year-old England or the 21 international is set to travel for a medical imminently before going on holidays. United have offered Van Bissaka a long-term contract and wages of up to £80,000 a week. He's on a £10,000 a week at Selhurst Park, the lowest paid in Palace's first team squad. And of course, if he gets to complete that deal to Manchester United, ultimately he would be moving from £10,000 to an amazingly £80,000 or £90,000, as we've heard in some reports. Meanwhile, Benfica have confirmed that a £126 million bid has been made for star forward João Felix by Atletico Madrid. The Spanish side are looking to rebuild after a number of big-name players, including Antoine Griezmann, confirmed they would be leaving the club this summer. And the 19-year-old Felix, who has been compared to Cristiano Ronaldo, is clearly part of the club's plan moving forward. Benfica have made it clear in a statement released on Wednesday evening that they are considering the offer put to them by Atletico Madrid, but that nothing had yet been accepted. And that's the size of the package. The show was put together by my humble self, Wisdom Obina. The show makes a return. That's tomorrow morning, 7:30. But before that, the sports crew will be back after the news update today at 3.